Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Very grateful for your leadership. Ranking Member Collins, thank you for your leadership. I appreciate you holding this extremely important hearing and inviting me to offer my testimony this afternoon. Your strong leadership together is a shining example of how important it is to shine light on an issue as important as fundamental fairness. And it's a very important step forward on the path to restoring America's faith in our government, just as you said, Mr. Chairman. Like millions of Americans all across the country, I was very surprised to learn that insider trading by members of Congress, their families, or their staff using non-public information gained through their congressional work is not clearly and expressly prohibited by the law or by the rules of Congress. The American people need to know that their elected leaders play by the exact same rules that they play by. They also deserve the right to know that their lawmakers' only interest is in what's best for their country, not what's best for their own financial interests. Members of Congress, their families, their staff should not be able to gain personal profits from information that they have access to that everyday middle-class American families don't. I simply believe that this is not right. Nobody should be above the rules. I've introduced a bipartisan bill in the Senate with 15 of our colleagues, Senators Rubio, Snowe, Johans, Tester, Stabenow, McCaskill, Klobuchar, Durbin, Blumenthal, Bill Nelson, Reed, Cardin, Kerry, Sherrod Brown, and Baucus have all offered this bill to close the loophole. And this Stock Act legislation is very similar to the legislation that was first introduced in the House by Congresswoman Louise Slaughter and Congressman Tim Walz. So I want to thank them for their longstanding commitment to this issue and to the advocacy on it. I also want to recognize my colleague, Senator Scott Brown, for requesting today's hearing and for his very strong work on this issue as well. Our bill, which has received the support of at least 7 good government groups, covers basic important principles. First, it says that members of Congress, their families, their staff should be barred from buying and selling securities on the basis of knowledge gained through their congressional service or from using that knowledge to tip off anyone else. The SEC, the CFTC must be empowered to investigate these cases. To provide additional teeth, such acts should also be in violation of Congress's own rules to make clear that the activity is not only illegal but inappropriate for members of Congress. Members should also be required to disclose the major transactions of $1,000 or more within 90 days, providing dramatically improved oversight and accountability from the current annual reporting requirements. Lastly, individuals doing political intelligence work, contacting members of Congress, their staffs, or other individuals to gain information and help with investment decisions, they should have to register as lobbyists to provide additional oversight into this industry. There are those who do not want us to succeed and pass this common sense legislation the American people expect. Some critics will say that the bill is unnecessary or already covered under current statutes. I've spoken with experts tasked in the past with investigations of this nature, and they strongly disagree. We must make it unambiguous that this kind of behavior is illegal. Others may say that the legislation is too weak. So let me be very clear. Our mission here is to pass a strong bill with teeth in it that will make any and all insider trading clearly illegal and a violation of our congressional rules for all members of Congress, their entire families, and their staff. As we move forward, there will be technical changes in the language to improve the bill and to ensure that the final product meets this goal. Anything less is unacceptable. As my home state newspaper in the Buffalo News recently noted, quote, "The Stock Act would ensure that it's the people's business being attended to." This is a step that we must take to begin to restore America's trust in this very broken Congress. Thank you again, Senators Lieberman and Collins. I'm very grateful that you held the hearing today.